the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live. James the Beast Wilson, thank you first and foremost for taking the time out your busy schedule to come on the show right here on the Boxing Voice Radio and just talk a little bit of boxing with us and, you know, give us an opportunity to get into a little closer to you, find out a thing or two about you if we can. So once again, first and foremost, thank you for coming on and taking out the time. Also, Happy New Year. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, no problem. How's it going, James? My name is Michael Gross. I'm with the Boxing Voice. My first question is for you. How did you end up signing with Golden Boy Promotions, and what went in the decision to make that? What went in the thought process to make that decision?
Well, prior to signing with Golden Boy, you know, I was in negotiation talks with a bunch of different of the top promoters that's out there, and you know, I just didn't get the right feel from everybody I was talking to. They didn't have the same vision that I had, man. But I went and finally met with Golden Boy. You know, they got me. You know, they were very personable. We vibed, we clicked. You know what I'm saying? And they saw the vision that I have, and you know, that's becoming the next world heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that they are, you know, one of the promoters that can take me to get there. So, you know, it was a great decision.
Hey, what's going on, James? Ron, I just want to get a little bit more knowledge of your background. You know, I know you did a little bit MMA, kickboxing, and now you're pursuing boxing. You know, did you just jump into the sport of boxing? Did you have some amateur backgrounds, any type of, you know, that we should know of where you came from, your backgrounds and your roots?
You know what? Prior to boxing, man, I was just strictly, like you said, MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai. First and foremost, I'm a martial artist in Kempo. So, you know, it just came to a point where, like, you know, I wanted to do something different. And I saw a great opening, you know, in the heavyweight division currently, man. And I feel like it's a perfect time for me to come in and mix things up with these guys, man. You know, it's not a lot of guys out there who I see who are actually like a big threat, in my opinion, man. So, you know, I'm coming for them belts, man.
What do you say to the doubters out there that say, hey, he's 32, he's old, he's kind of muscular, he may run out of energy? Like, what kind of player can you be in the heavyweight division?
You know what? Here's the thing. Like, people who don't do their homework, they got to understand, a lot of these guys, I mean, it's a different time, man. It's a lot of tall guys, basketball playing guys. But when you look back at the guys from the 80s and 90s, a lot of these guys were big, muscular guys, you know. You got Holyfield, you got Tyson, you got Burt Cooper. A lot of these guys was on swole, you know what I'm saying? And they were hell of a boxers and had stamina, man. It's not, you know, it's just about how you do it. You know, if you can move the weight that you have, then you're good. And I'm good with where I'm at. So, you know, people are going to assume he has a lot of muscle, he might gas out or whatnot, but that's not the case, man. I'm a hell of an athlete. I'm a workhorse, man. And, hey, people who don't believe, they're going to find out real soon.
Hey, so the first time I actually seen you, you were actually on my Facebook timeline, and, you know, there was boxing groups and people were posting, you know, like the next Mike Tyson, and that's how they were kind of describing your style. But from yourself, I just wanted to know, for people who may not have seen these videos or seen some of your fights online, you know, what would you describe your fighting style as, and what are your best attributes?
You know what? You know, it's a compliment for one that people will compare me to the great Mike, but at the end of the day, man, there's only one Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Yeah, we may have similar things that we're good at because, you know, we're both, for the heavyweight division, we're both small guys, you know. But, you know, I got my own style. My style is beast mode, you know. And there's not really anyone in the game currently who has my style, who has my aggression, you know, who has my swiftness, man, and as far as the heavyweight division go. And, you know, it's about to get shaken up real quick.
I see your kids on your IG all the time now. Do you want your kids to necessarily take part in combat sports when they get older, or do you want them to go another route?
I mean, honestly, you know what? I don't really care what they choose to do, but they will have the option because, you know, I'm instilling everything in them from an early age. So, you know, they do everything from boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, football. Like, they do all sports, you know, and whatever they choose to stay with in the long run, I mean, that's what they choose to go with. You know, it's no pressure forced upon them, but, you know, they're definitely getting the skills and, you know, the characteristics of being disciplined and working hard. All that is getting instilled early through martial arts. So whatever they want to do, they'll have the option to do it, but they'll be equipped.
So I wanted to learn a little bit more of like where you train with, who you worked with, if you've done any type of sparring with any people that we may know of, just to kind of figure out, engage, your backgrounds in the boxing industry.
Mm-hmm. Well, I trained with Justin Fortune. As you guys know, he's a former contender for Lillis Lewis back in the 90s. So Justin Fortune is my head coach right now at the moment. As far as sparring, man, I'll be honest, it's hard to get sparring partners. It just is, you know. And now I don't know why the reason behind that is, but you know, I'm kind of like a hidden jewel, so to speak, man. But again, like I say, you know, the whole world is gonna find out real soon who James Beast Wilson is. They don't already know.
How many fights can we expect from you this year in 2019? Do you think Golden Boy will move you along, give you 3 or 4 fights this year?
Golden Boy is definitely gonna put in work. I'm looking at fighting about 6 to 7 times this year, so I'm definitely gonna be active.
Is there anybody out there on the landscape that you got an eye on that's pretty much kind of on your same kind of level, up and coming?
Up and coming, like I'm not worried about anyone. What I'm focused on is the guys who got these straps, the guys who got these belts. That's my goal. That's what I'm working towards. You know, there's some bodies that's gonna have to hit the canvas, you know, in the meantime to get to them, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm coming for the WBC. I'm coming for the WBA, WBO. I'm coming for all that, you know. So those guys are gonna have to see me.
How fast do you want to move for a title, though? Do you want to move for a title necessarily this year?
I wouldn't say it'll necessarily be this year. You know, I'm gonna let Golden Boy do their job. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna trust the process. You know, Lord willing, I'll stay healthy and I go in the ring and do what I'm supposed to do. And as it goes, you know, it'll just happen. You know, so as long as Golden Boy doing their job, I'll do mine. When the time happens, I'll be ready to take on that challenge.
Hey guys, this is Garrett Shaw. This is James's manager. To answer that question, to be candid and truthful and honest with you, James will move as fast as we can accelerate his rounds and his growth in the education of boxing continues in his ring generalship. And he'll also move as fast as, and with the fair, like he said, fair opportunity to Golden Boy to give them enough time to get enough fan base behind them that the guys at the top want to face James. That's the other part of this is they don't want the smoke and they don't want it unless the money meets, you know, the demand. So James, we look at him like a diamond in the rough and definitely the most feared fighter in the division because he not only looks the part, he's the least known about it. But if you're a fight fan, and I mean a lot of boxers are, a lot of MMA fighters are fight fans, a lot of trainers are fans. They know if you're in the fight world, you know his name, you know his power. He's got incredible power in both hands, but really it's that nobody can keep a pace with this kind of combination puncher and power. So I would tell you we're on a 2.5-year plan.
Now, obviously, you just laid out kind of the time frame, but will the urgency pick up due to the nature of the contract? You have DAZN with Golden Boy and Eddie Hearn Matchroom, and the biggest heavyweight in the world is Anthony Joshua with all the straps that James is looking for over there. So there's a certain time frame. There's a certain time frame for these fights to be made due to politics, right? If James' contract with Golden Boy ends up expiring before Anthony Joshua's, or maybe Joshua ends up having just another one-fight deal like this Povetkin to stay available for Deontay Wilder. You know, it's the heavyweight division. One punch changes everything.
Of course, but that's my exact point to you. He's the most feared fighter right now because he's the most unknown. Whereas you can look at Povetkin and look at his resume and look how he should have bet against Klitschko and feel a lot more confident taking that fight as your one fight left on a contract. There's a lot of politics in boxing. Obviously, I grew up in the sport, but what it is about James is he is a real fighter. He is very dangerous, and the opponents already understand that. Anthony Joshua has already reached out to us. Anthony Joshua has already asked for the champ, as he calls James. He calls him the champ already, to come and spar with him. So there is a respect amongst his peers. Then they understand that if they want to get in there with James, that they're going to want to get paid for that too. So our job as his manager and Golden Boy's job as his promoter is to do the very best job we can do for James outside the ring, and his job is to do everything that he has to do, inside of it. I'm sorry, outside of it for us and inside of it for him. And when he does his job and knocks people out and puts asses in seats and eyeballs wanting him, then you can guarantee it that we could accelerate that process. This, as far as if you ask me, does James is he equipped right now to dethrone a world champion? Absolutely. That's not a problem. He has the power to dethrone it. He's not there to box 12 rounds with them. He's there to take them out. And there's a lot of flaws in the division. You know, I'm not saying he's going to beat Anthony Joshua right now, but I am going to tell you that he'd give him a fight. And for sure, I'm going to tell you that he'll knock Deontay Wilder out. But it's really about extending James's rounds, getting him comfortable in ring generalship, and getting the fan base to build around him, which I don't really think will be a problem. You know, I was with Kimbo a long time, and it was an amazing experience to how he, blew up, and it happens. It happens in the snap of a finger. And you look at James's Instagram, and it's organic, and he has over 160,000 followers, and he hasn't even made an American debut in boxing ever. So this is a great opportunity for him coming up, and he plans to showcase all of his tools on to Houston and to the watchers of DAZN.
Mr. Shaw, my last question for you guys is: how many fights do you have with Golden Boy? Is it a 3-4 fight deal, or is it a year deal?
No, we have a multi-year contract, but we do have 6 fights year one.
Well, I want to thank you.
So
obviously,
you will see James, and you will see him 6 times.
I'm sorry. Wow, 6 times this year. That's going to be definitely amazing for us, DAZN subscribers. I want to thank you and James, obviously, for coming on. We want to continue to follow his career, get him on a little closer to the fight. We know he's fighting January 26th, and obviously, none of us can't wait, right? It's only a 6-rounder, but we're all excited, like you said, for his American debut.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a sight to see, man. I appreciate the support, man. Just continue to stay tuned, watch the journey, man. I will be the next American heavyweight champ of the world.
James, anything you do know about your opponent for this January on the Jaime Munguia undercard?
Oh, I know they're about to get the smoke.
At this time, if you got any social media,
I know you guys asked about James's his fighting style. We call his fighting style T2B2, toe tag body bag. So that's what you can expect James to do every time he's in the ring, and we will make a decision on the opponent this week, and you guys will definitely hear about it.
If you guys got any social media that you want to give it out now. And James, one last question: who is the best rapper that come out of H-Town, excluding Trader Truth?
The best, including Trader Truth.
No. Take him out, because I know you guys got you got the friends.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Damn. There's a whole bunch of greats from the H, man. That's hard to take one. Come on now. You got Slim. You got We got UGK. We got a long list. We got Trey. We can just keep going on. And all of them, man. I'll fuck with all of them.
I just want my my co-host to know that the South been running the rap game for a long time.
Oh yeah, the H-Town hold it down for sure.
That I second. I was actually just going to say, let's just say to the Godfather, Jay Prince.
Oh,
social media.
I want to thank you guys for coming on. We're gonna get to our next.
What is up, TBV family? Yes, YouTube has been cutting funding to their channels as of late, and with net neutrality going through its process, the internet is changing. If you want to keep your favorite channel intact, coming up with tons of content, and plus get hours and hours of extra content, head over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to become a member of the TBV family and help support the channel. Peace.